All right. Good evening, everyone. So, just a quick one. I'm not going to go too much into it. All right. We have break of structure. On the daily, we have break of structure. This is our high. This is our low. This is our lower high. Oh, so which one is this? Yeah, high, low, lower high. All right. We swept liquidity, reacted in the zone. All right. We have our lower high. So we're expecting price to come down, sweep this low to form a new lower low before going up here. Right now, this becomes our new target. This becomes our daily target. Right, so we want to see price coming all the way here. But before that, we still have price giving us like order flow, right? So we need to dissect and understand what's happening here, right? So we're going to consider this range from here. We're looking to trade from here all the way to the bottom side before we see a major pullback, right? But before that, we still have this is the daily. So on the 4 hour, we should see some internal flow, right? I'm still gonna use the daily to read price, even though we're considering internal flow because we're considering this leg, right? So we have our liquidity sweep here. We have price reacting in this zone. On the way down, right? So we have break of structure, tracement, break of structure, right? Now, until we take this low, we won't consider this area at all. I've been saying this for the past, like, since I started anyway. So let me just keep quiet. We're considering this leg. So we're looking at, let me draw it here. We have this, we have that, right? Now, within this area, we'll have price giving us this, right? Now, until we take this low, until we take this low, we will only be considering these breaks, these structural breaks, right? Break of structure, break of structure. This is one secret about structure, right? So let me move this here, change this color. All right, so this is our internal flow. Now, with the internal flow, we'll only consider a major retracement of this leg. If we're to use our fibs, then we would consider this retracement. We'll expect some retracement up to 62 or 79, right? For our external structure. But till we do this, we are only considering these internal breaks, right? So that means even if we're using fibs, we would expect to draw our fibs this way, right? From the high to the low, from the high to the low, and so on and so on, right? So we forget about this area for the time being, even though we'll use the demand zones here to actually be able to interpret when we'll see internal pullbacks on this leg, right? So now, with this internal leg, we expect to see some form of liquidity before we form a new high or internal high, right? some form of liquidity, some form of liquidity, right? Great. So what I'm trying to get at is that in looking for where we're expecting price to retrace to, we cannot consider this whole leg to mark up our point of liquidity. We need to look out for our recent high, internal high, right? So as you can see, we have liquidity here, and then we have our internal high here, right? So this becomes our high, this becomes our low. This becomes our high, this becomes our low. This is your internal flow, right? Now, so where am I looking for price to retrace to? Now, if we pull up our fibs, we have this. We broke with the body of the candle, right? Now, okay, well, this is daily, so you cannot consider the body of the candle. But anyways, there's two scenarios here. We have this structure. We have this structure, and then that structure, right? We have this and that. So let's consider those ones first. Now, if we're considering the major structure, then we're expecting some form of, we're expecting to use this as our high, right? And then this as our low. So then we have price giving us a reaction around here, giving us, yep, somewhere around here. And then we have more technical confluences with trend line, liquidity, sorry, trend line, price coming to tap in here to come down. We have, all that. We have a lovely supply here with area of inducement in here, and so on and so forth, right? So we'll be looking at this scenario, and then we have this scenario as well to consider. Now, we had price breaking here, our internal here, right? So we would expect to have price, to see price maybe retrace somewhere here. We have a breaker block here, right? So we could also see price retracing from here all the way to the bottom side, right? Or we could have price retracing from here all the way there. Now, these two, both of these two scenarios have one thing in common. What do they have in common? A bullish run, right? Now, so minimum, we know we'll be running bullish until we get to this area. So you if you're able to catch any bullish run from here, you can put your major or first TP here, 1.0774. And then when price gets there, we'll see if we'll continue upwards or start to reverse, right? But in any way, when price gets here, we'll have some reaction, engineer some liquidity, whether distribute or reaccumulate to the side. But we're not going past 89 1.08906, right? So on a high time frame, someone could just place their entry here, target here for a lovely 2.4. So you put 50K, you have 100K plus, right? You're safe. You don't have to go to what's it called, lower time frames to do all that nonsense. You can also decide to just buy from here, put your stop loss here, all the way there for a lovely 2.27. Right? So let me clean this up. So with all that, now we know our target for our bullish run. We know our first target is here, regardless of whatever scenario price chooses to roll with, right? We know our first target is here, and then we might look at price going all the way up here, right? Now, what would make price go up there? Unless, of course, we have see if we're using this range, right? Now we have price. We have if we're using this range, then we have our 79 around this area. Now, price will only go as far as 79 on the fib if on the 1 hour we had this break of structure happening with a wick, right? So let's go and see what we have here. That is okay. There's the internal structure. All right, did we break with a wick? We did break with a wick, right? Yeah, we broke with a wick. So my fibs tells me that if we break with a wick, then we should be retracing all the way to towards 79, right? That means even both scenarios put our bullish target around this area. Right now, look at this one. This is our external structure. Let's see how it broke. If we're considering the external structure, right, we broke with the body of the candle on the 1 hour. That means if we're going to draw our fibs, we're going to consider this high because this is the low, this high, and then this one. And where is our thing? We broke with the body, right? Body means 62 for the body break on fib. That means we'll be retracing towards this area, right? So both scenarios, internal structure and external structure, telling us that we should be expecting price to come all the way here. That tells us this area here, this high, is definitely going to be liquidated, right? I'm not expecting price to come here. I'm expecting price to rally all the way up here. So we know where we're targeting. Now let's look at price from here, right? We're on the 1 hour. We didn't even go. We didn't even have to go on the 4 hour. But I'll go back there. Let's try and get our set up here. We know we're buying. So we have this. We have this, right? We have this. We have liquidity. We have a reaction. We have a break of structure. We have a break of structure, right? Now, we should be expecting price to maybe sweep this liquidity, right? Before giving us a reaction. But when we take a look at this area, we have some form of reaccumulation happening over here. We have some form of reaccumulation happening over here. We have liquidity. We have a fake break of structure. We have liquidity. All right. So what we're looking for, we're looking for any form of break of structure or change of character to the upside. Right. Now, I'm not going into details on how I got these areas marked, but I was expecting this to break, right? Now you see, this is the area which confirms that which confirms this reaccumulation that we're going up, right? So we have change of character. We have a change of character here, right? We have this demand here. So you see, this candle was a manipulation candle, and yet it came down into the demand zone anyways, reacted here, right? So now we're going up from here. That means where this area is less likely going to be revisited, right? So we can buy, put our stop loss here, and then go on to target this area. Just a quick one for you. We're going to buy. Then again, this is Friday, Friday, Friday. Consolidation, consolidation, manipulation. Sunday, right? Manipulation going up. So we can easily put a stop order here to go further up. Let me see if I can get a better entry. Alrighty, so that's just about it. Right? We have a reaccumulation forming here. We have liquidity, fake break of structure. We have liquidity sweep. We have change of character, and then we had a retracement, right, into this low, going up. It's as simple as that. We have our targets. We have our targets. So I'm looking for price to rally all the way up here before considering any bearish setups, right? Now, when price gets here and we get a sell, this is going to be our new lower high, right? For our internal structure. And from there, we should be targeting this low. So then we'll have a beautiful trade from here, like that. All the way there, right? Now we're obviously going to get a very lovely setup. Maybe I guess I'm sure that's gonna happen on Wednesday or something or Tuesday. You never know. All right. So that's just about it. But let me see if I can add some more for you. Yeah, I think I did everything on the daily anyway. So we're going up here. We're going up here, right? We might have some small resistance here because when you go on the 5 minutes and 15 minutes, we had some form of structural low forming here, right? We had price giving us a redistribution setup here before melting down. Now, the only reason I'm not considering this, or I'm considering this as a point of liquidity, is that we didn't break this low before this formation, right? We failed to break this low before this formation. This formation started before the break of the low. Okay, okay, that's it. So we could have been also looking at this being some form of internal high, right? Internal structure. We have this, we have that, we have this, we have that, we have this. So we could